Today we are starting second year syllabus. The first topic in second year syllabus we have 8 units. In the first unit we have 1A and 1B. 1A is digestion and absorption. Okay, from this digestion absorption in NEET exam we can expect maximum 2 bits, minimum 1 bit. And in IP intermediate public examinations, the weightage of this lesson is 6 marks. 1 2 marks and 1 4 marks question. Okay. Let us started today's topic digestion and absorption. You are familiar with the terms digestion and absorption as you have studied recently for your IP exams. You have prepared cockroach digestive system very well. There you learned digestive system of cockroach and associated glands. And you also learned digestive system of frog and digestive system of earthworm in first year syllabus. In second year syllabus, you are going to study digestive system of human beings. To get a comprehensive, a complete idea about digestion, how nutrition, digestion evolved in the different phyla. Okay, you must from the porifera onwards, porifera and all phyla, animal diversity 1, animal diversity 2, then finally read the human digestive system. Sorry. Okay, let us start our lesson. Sorry. The digestive system is the fuel provider and life sustainer. Okay, every day we are taking fuel. That means rice. Okay, whatever it may be, the food. Okay, that fuel gives us energy. It is called fuel. And life sustainer. Without taking that fuel, we cannot survive. And that fuel is digested by our digestive system. Okay, digestive system is the fuel provider and life sustainer. Okay, without taking food, we cannot sustain. We cannot continue our life. Okay, digestive system is equal to parts. AC, alimentary canal, and AC glands or digestive glands. Okay, here some digestive glands are mentioned: salivary glands, okay, liver, pancreas. And vertebrates are either herbivores or carnivores. Okay, vertebrates are heterotrophs. Okay, they cannot prepare their own food. Okay, these vertebrates, some of the vertebrates depends on plants. They depend on plants for their food requirements. They are called herbivores, and some of the vertebrates depend on other animals. Okay, for their food requirements, those are called carnivores. The next point: human beings are mostly omnivores in food habits. We take all type of food, both plant and animal food. Human beings are omnivores. The dental formula of man shows all 4 types of teeth, indicating his fundamentally omnivorous nature. Okay, when you observe our dental formula, the dental formula of human beings is 2 by 2, 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, adult human beings. Okay, if you observe the dental formula, okay, we have 4 types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars, molars. Okay, that is indicating our omnivorous nature. If you observe the dental formula of dog or some other herbivorous animals, okay, if you observe the dental formula of carnivores like tiger, lion, okay, they have well developed canines. As they are flesh eating animals, they can tear flesh with the help of those canines. And if you might have seen the teeth of buffalo, cow. Okay, if you observe those animals, we don't find the canines in those animals. They have well developed incisors. Okay, that means the dental formula, okay, is not same in all the animals. It varies depending on the type of food habits, type of food they take. Okay, if you observe the human dental formula, we have all 4 types of teeth, that indicating our fundamental omnivorous nature. Okay, now we move on to the next point. Complex items of the food have to be broken into simple observable substances. Okay, every day we are taking 3 to 4 times we are eating food. Okay, the food that we eat is in complex form. Our body cannot use it as it is. Okay, therefore, it has to be broken down into simple, usable forms, simple, absorbable forms. Okay, that is done by our digestive system. That is the main function of our digestive system, to convert the complex items of food that we eat into simple, absorbable, usable forms. Okay, we move on to the next slide. Okay, human food has essential substances such as carbohydrates, chief energy providers, proteins, bodybuilders. Proteins are the bodybuilders, and some of the enzymes are also, most of the enzymes are also proteins. And fats are the energy reserves. Okay, these fats are mostly stored in adipose tissue. Okay, every day we are taking food. In that food, there are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, and vitamins. As some people say vitamins. Okay, in these five, and carbohydrates, what is the role of carbohydrates? They are the chief energy providers. Most of the food every day, our body derives most of the energy from the carbohydrates. Nearly 60% of our body energy requirement by carbohydrates. They are called chief energy providers. What are the chief energy providers? Carbohydrates. And proteins are bodybuilding food. They're bodybuilders. And enzymes, our body has so many enzymes. Okay, digestion is also carried out by, okay, enzymes. Okay, those enzymes are chemically proteins. Okay, most of the enzymes are proteins. And proteins are called bodybuilding food. And fats, okay, fats also provide us energy. Okay, when carbohydrates are completely used up our body, then our body gets energy from fats. Okay, fats are energy reserves, mostly stored in adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is one of the connective tissues in our body. Okay, we move on to the next point. Insufficient intake of food materials. Okay, if you don't take enough carbohydrates, proteins, fats, it may lead to, okay, nutritional disorders. Let us take uh, let us talk about two nutritional deficiency disorders that are mainly observed in the countries like India, in developing countries, and in, okay, underdeveloped countries like Somalia. There are so many countries in the African continent where people do not have. You are familiar with the word kwashiorkor, you learnt in earlier classes also. If protein intake is deficient in spite of normal calorific intake, a person suffers from kwashiorkor. Okay, if a child, okay, he is taking carbohydrates, he is taking fats, but he is missing because if a child is abandoned, if a mother stops feeding the baby. Okay, for a baby, newborn baby, the main source of protein is mother milk. If mother stops giving milk, the child is missing proteins. Okay, therefore, he may suffer from a disease called kwashiorkor. We will learn more about this disorder at the end of this lesson. Next one, another nutritional deficiency disorder, that is marasmus. Protein calorie undernutrition or protein calorie malnutrition causes a disease called marasmus. Okay, we will learn about more about that in the coming lessons. We move on to the next slide. Elementary canal. Okay, elementary canal of earthworm, elementary canal of frog, elementary canal of cockroach. Okay, you learned in first year digestive system of cockroach, digestive system of earthworm, and digestive system of frog. There you learned elementary canal. Okay, elementary canal is generally long. Okay, the length of the elementary canal is not same in all animals. If you observe the earthworm, earthworm elementary canal is straight, but cockroach elementary canal is coiled. frog elementary canal is also coiled at some places, and human elementary canal is also, our elementary canal is very long. It is highly coiled. The length of the alimentary canal is not same in all animals. Alimentary canal is generally long in herbivores. Why alimentary canal is long in herbivores? Because herbivores feed on plant food. The plant food mainly consists of cellulose. Plant cells. In the plant cell, there is a cell wall. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, suberin. There is cellulose. The it is not digested properly in animals. Only a small amount of food that they eat can digest. And observe that little amount of food that they digested, they require a larger absorptive area. That's why herbivores have very long alimentary canal as compared to carnivores. The advantage of having long alimentary canal is that this it increases the surface area for absorption. Now we move on to the next point. Now we take about the elementary canal of carnivores. Carnivores have a comparatively shorter elementary canal because digestion is more efficient in the carnivores, and tiger and lion elementary canal is not long like herbivores. Elementary canal is shorter here because digestion is more efficient in them. Here they may frame on assertion reason type questions. Elementary canal of carnivores is short. Reason intended. The digestion is more efficient in them. One more observation here we have to make. Uh, in the larval stage, tadpole larva, the larval stage of frog is called tadpole larva. Tadpole larva is herbivore, whereas frog is carnivore. When frog is in larval stage, it has a long elementary canal. When it is adult frog, it has a short elementary canal. Big frog is carnivore, whereas tadpole larva of frog is herbivore. Move on to the next point. The major site of digestion in human gut means alimentary canal, or we can say gastrointestinal tract. Digestive tube. The major site of digestion in human gut is small intestine. Most of the digestion in our body, small intestine. That is the major site of digestion. And water and some minerals are reabsorbed, and feces is formed in the. What about the large intestine? Large intestine has no role in digestion. Large intestine has no role in digestion. What happens in large intestine? Water and some minerals are reabsorbed, and some drugs also. And feces is formed in the large intestine. Fecal matter is formed in the large intestine. That our gut shows movements. Our alimentary canal shows movements. That peristaltic movements. The movements of the gut are controlled by nerve plexus. A network of neurons, a network of nerves is called as a nerve plexus. These nerve plexus are present in the wall of the alimentary canal. You will be learning about those plexus and those muscle layers present in the wall of the alimentary canal in the coming episodes. Next point. Enzymes are produced in their inactive forms such as pepsinogen, trypsinogen, and chymotrypsinogen. Enzymes. In our body, enzymes are secreted in our along the alimentary canal. In the different parts of the alimentary canal. For example, in mouth, gastric juice is produced. In the stomach, in the mouth, salivary juice is produced. In the stomach, gastric juice is produced. In the duodenum, into the duodenum, bile juice is released into the duodenum by the liver, and pancreatic juice is produced by the liver. It is released into the duodenum. Intestine produces intestinal juice. In this, if you observe these juice, especially we are talking here about the pancreatic juice and gastric juice. Gastric juice has pepsinogen enzyme called pepsinogen, trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen. Okay, these enzymes are present in gastric juice. Okay, chymotrypsinogen is present in the pancreatic juice. Trypsinogen is present in the pancreatic juice. Pepsinogen is present in the gastric juice. Okay, this trypsinogen, if you observe these three enzymes, ozen. Okay, these all enzymes are in inactive form. Why these enzymes are in inactive state when they are secreted? The reason, okay, the active forms of pepsinogen, active form of pepsinogen is pepsin, trypsinogen is trypsin, chymotrypsinogen is chymotrypsin. Okay, the why they should be in the inactive state when they are secreted, because if these enzymes are released in active state, okay, the cells which produce these enzymes, they are digested, because you know, okay, our body cells, okay, consists of cell membrane, which is made up of lipids and proteins. Okay, now pepsinogen digests proteins, trypsinogen also digests proteins, chymotrypsinogen also digests proteins. Okay, if these enzymes are produced in active state, the cells which are producing these enzymes, they are digested. That is called autodigestion. To avoid autodigestion, auto means cell. Okay, if these enzymes are produced in active state directly, okay, the cell which is producing, okay, that these enzymes, okay, that cell will be no more. Okay, it will be digested. Okay, that is the problem if they are produced in active state. That's why these are produced secreted in inactive form. Okay, thus the cells which secrete these inactive enzymes escape from autodigestion, to escape or to avoid autodigestion, and these enzymes are produced in inactive forms. Okay, only activated enzymes can act on the cells of the wall of the gut. Okay, inactive enzymes cannot act on the wall of the gut, and only activated enzymes can act on the wall of the gut. Okay, next, the brush border enzymes embedded in the plasma membrane hydrolyze disaccharides into monosaccharides. Okay, we will learn more about this point later. Okay, I will explain you briefly here. Okay, brush border enzymes. In our intestine, there are cells called enterocytes. Okay, those enterocytes, the it has a brush border like a toothbrush. In this brush border, what is formed by the plasma membrane. For example, if you imagine these are the fingers. Okay, these fingers, it is nothing but a brush. Okay, you know, when we to brush it with a brush, when we brush our teeth, okay, it has bristles. Okay, brush pine, we have a bristles. Okay, like that here, if you imagine these are the bristles. Between these bristles, okay, these fingers, okay, these are, if you, we can say these are the microvilli. Okay, between these microvilli, there are some enzymes are present. Okay, these are called, as they are present in the these brush border. Okay, these enzymes are called brush border enzymes. Okay, brush border enzymes are embedded in the plasma membrane and which hydrolyze disaccharides into monosaccharides. What are the disaccharides? Okay, there are some carbohydrates which are made up of two units. Okay, two monomers. Okay, one for example sucrose. Okay, sucrose is made up of glucose plus fructose. And the next another one galactose is lactose is made up of glucose plus galactose. Okay, these are called, next another one maltose is made up of glucose plus glucose. Okay, these are called disaccharides. Okay, these disaccharides are converted to monosaccharides by these brush border enzymes. Brush border enzymes are sucrase, lactase, maltase. Okay, you can remember it as a Sumala, sucrase, maltase, lactase. Okay, next point. The intestinal flora is important in producing some vitamins. Intestinal flora. There are millions of bacteria in our intestine. especially in the large intestine. Okay, we call it intestinal flora and fauna. Okay, you study about bacteria in botany part, plants, bacterial cell also has cell wall. Okay, this intestinal flora, the bacteria which are present in your intestine, okay, produce some of the vitamins like B12 vitamin. Okay, in that way they are not harmful bacteria; they are useful bacteria. Okay, we move on to the next one. Next slide. Okay, hyperacidity causes peptic ulcers in the stomach. Okay, hyperacidity in our stomach, acid is produced. It is called hydrochloric acid (HCl). Okay, because of this HCl, the wall of the stomach, internal wall of the stomach, may be affected, and therefore some ulcers are formed. Okay, those ulcers are called as peptic ulcers. Like in duodenum, also ulcers are formed. Those are called duodenal ulcers. Okay, why do these ulcers occur? Why do they develop in our stomach? Okay, earlier scientists thought that these ulcers are caused because of hyperacidity. However, scientists found that peptic ulcers are caused by the bacterium Helicobacter pylori. Okay, scientists found that okay, these ulcers are caused by not because of hyperacidity. Okay, these are caused by a bacterium known as Helicobacter pylori. Okay, that's why generally doctors give antibiotic treatment to bacterial disease. Okay, nowadays the antibiotic treatment is given for treating because it is ulcers are caused by bacteria.